Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne, and this is another message conversation with my mother. And thought I'd check in and hear what she has to say. I find the conversations are a whole lot better when I turn on my computer and record it rather than just talking in my head. And I'm able to go back and listen to them again and hear what she said. When you have a conversation just in your mind, you forget a lot of what's been said. So I like to be able to record them sometimes so I can hear what she says. So I'll just let her speak. Hi, Matthew. It's so good to see you working on the Michael Jackson book. You've got a Princess Diana book coming out, a Michael Jackson book coming out, a book on angels coming out. You're working on a book from Jesus, an interview with Jesus, an interview with Joseph, who saved Egypt, that went to the prison. So you've got so many books, and you've got the finances now with the inheritance to make 40 or so books. And so you've got money, you've got finances, you've got esteem, you've got anointing, you've got glory, you've got friends. Everything's going well. I'm just so happy for you. I'm happy. It makes me happy to see you. Uh, you know, in 3 hours, it'll be a 24-hour day that you've been up, and you went out to buy shoes this morning with part of the inheritance, and you got some new Asics shoes that you like that brand, and your last pair of Asics shoes lasted for 7 years, so it's not as though you buy expensive shoes just for the fact that they're expensive shoes. And I was happy that you went out, but ever since you got back, you've been working. You did the first video for Joseph early in the morning. You did your second one later on, and you listened to both those videos, and it's just hard to keep up with you. You're dynamic. You've edited the Michael Jackson book twice now, so you're happy with it. You may run through um, your Angels book one more time and your Michael Jackson book uh, one more time before you send them off to the editor. It'd be good if you ran through your Angels book one more time. And she looks like she's going to be a good editor for you, and inexpensive, and she'll get a lot of the errors out. She certainly picked up a lot of them with the Princess Diana book. So you're just waiting on the cover for the Princess Diana book. The cover for the Angels book is going to arrive in the next 12 hours, and the Princess Diana book is going to arrive in the next 12 hours. You can send Princess Diana off to be published. But you can get out the Angels book and run through that and edit that tonight. And later on, after you've done that, when you're in a good mood, you can do the third video of the interview with Joseph. Um, you've got the Jesus interviews, part one, part two, and part three being typed, and it should come tomorrow. So if you edit the Angels book, that'll be ready for the editor. And the cover's going to be ready. So when the editor sends it back, you send that to be published. And then if you've done the Joseph book, like the third video, and you've edited the Angels book, you'll be ready uh, uh, to send the Angels book off to get um, edited. And when you get it back from that, you'll be able to send that off too. So um, you're a bit of a firepower. I have to say that Dad has really grown in his love for you and his respect for you. He's been listening to you. He's been traveling with you like Michael Jackson does, and he's been listening to your thoughts and hearing all your thoughts. He's watched you edit, and he's been watching you edit, and he been listening to all your thoughts, and you have sin thoughts and temptation thoughts, and you have all sorts of thoughts. He's been focusing on you having the mind of Christ and you thinking like Christ, and how you feel about the church and how you feel about Christians, and how you feel, particularly how you feel about writing the same old thing time and time again. And you've been getting attacked by Satan, saying that you preach too hard a gospel, and you're crushing people with the gospel that you preach, and you're weighing heavy on people, and you're being too tough on people. And you've been encouraged by a friend of yours, Lisa Townley, who counselled you, who said that what makes your teaching so powerful, Matthew, is you live it. You're not preaching something fiction. You're not preaching something from your own mind. It's something that you walk out. It's something that you live, and it gives it a lot of authority. And it's a real blessing to read your books, and it's a real blessing to sit under your teaching. And so you're doing a great job. And she was used by God yesterday to lift you up and say, no, you really are preaching the right message. Even if you're interviewing saints and different saints, not everyone's going to read every one of your books. And people who do read every one of your books obviously don't mind the same themes getting repeated, because they've read all the books and they keep on hearing the same theme. So you found personally that people who've read all your books are aligned with you and are doing, feeding the homeless and looking after the poor, and not spending money on themselves, and coming out of the world and being set apart and becoming sinless, and being kind to people and loving to people and outgoing to people. They catch on all your character traits and everything that you do, and they start to demonstrate Jesus and have the mind of Christ themselves. And so you're acting as like a mentor and a tutor to people. And for every person you've heard of doing that, there's 50 people who you haven't heard of that's never written to you. And so we're really excited with the catalogue of books that you're producing. The 3 video series that you did of Jesus in his interview was powerful, and he had some powerful words to say, and that'll be a tremendous book. And this book you're doing with Joseph is a powerful book and a really encouraging book too. And there'll be different people attracted to different saints. Certain people are interested in the story of Joseph and the prison, and the person who liberated Egypt, solving the famine. And certain people will be drawn to that book, and they mightn't have read any of your other books, and they'll find it amazing. And some of those people will go on to your other books. Some people, you've got a following of people. We're not telling you how many, but there's people that follow you on Amazon, and every time you put out a new book, they get an alert and they buy the book. And you've got quite a few people who do that, and some of them read every one of your books, and they certainly look at the book and have a look at the book and see if they want to buy the book when they get the alert. So I just want you to know how proud I am of you. I would have never been able to enjoy you if I was on earth. I wouldn't be able to enjoy you at the level that I enjoy you. I had no idea of who you were on earth. I had absolutely no idea of how powerful and how beautiful you are. And Dad had no clue. Dad just loved you. You were his mentally ill son. and he knew that you always tried, and you spoke to people that were in heaven, and you spoke to angels, and you spoke to Jesus, and he did not believe you, but you were his mentally ill son, and he just loved you and wished you the best. He was tremendously proud that you're a writer, and he's read your books three times. He's read each of your 58 books 3 times now, and we've got a library in heaven of the books that you're going to write over the next 5 years, and there's more than 100 there, Matthew. And so the finances are going to come. God's not going to starve your finances. The reason you were struggling for 3 months with finances, with James being there and paying for the food, was Jesus wanted you to rest. And he knew that if you had finances, you'd be publishing books, and he needed you to rest. And so now you've got the finances and you're straight ahead, and you're in your room all the time, and you just go out for meals and to make a coffee, and you chat a little bit to James, but you're mostly in your room in your own office, and you're just a powerhouse. And Dad is having such tutelage with Kim Clement and Bob Jones, and um, he wants to do a book through you, and I want to do a book through you, and so we're lined up. We want to do books through you, and do you know you had the idea last night to do another interview book, and so you reached out to the Holy Spirit to say who, and Bethany, your scribe angel, said you're going to do one on Joseph, and you've had the coat of many colors for 20 years that you got off Joseph, and it was an emotive subject for you and a hard subject to you because you're in the prison house yourself, and you've got these grand prophecies over your life that you're going to be this great person, but you haven't seen anything like success yet, and so you're in the prison house. So and this book of Joseph is just like for you, and when you get the typing back and when you edit it, it's going to powerfully affect you. And when you produce a book and you put it out on Kindle, you buy the first copy and you read through the book on Kindle. And when you read through the Joseph book on Kindle, it's going to really affect you. But you've got Joseph lined up, and you're going to do his video possibly tonight. And but the whole of heaven is lined up. They're slotted. Everyone would like to jump the queue. Everyone. Mary Magdalene has got another book. Princess Diana's got another book. Michael Jackson's got another book. You like doing Princess Diana and Michael Jackson because people like to hear from them. The Apostle Paul wants to do another book. You've already got a book that you've done on video from King David, another book from him. It's you've got the best typist you've ever had now, and it's making the editing process easier. And your friend Dundee showed you how to press captions on YouTube, and you can watch your books, you can watch your videos with typing coming up underneath it. And so you've been reviewing your videos and watching what you've said, and the typist you're using looks like she's just playing the video with captions and typing what the captions say. And that's really amazing because you see the same mistakes in her typing as what the captions had. And so you swear she's doing it. Um, but the captions do a good job. And uh, you'd be surprised who wants to speak through you. Um, you know that it's going to cost you your reputation, but you know Freddie Mercury wants to speak through you from Queen, and he was so gay and so not a Christian, and it's like John Lennon. The Christian church will just hang you out to dry, saying that he's in heaven, and but you've communicated with him and you watched a documentary and watched a film on his life, and when you watched the film on his life, you communicated with him, and he's in heaven, and he wants to talk, and he'd have a powerful message to the gay community, and but that's like controversial, like the John Lennon book, um, and it would be you officially when you do that book, and you're going to do it. It would be you officially crossing yourself off from the church and saying, "Hey, I'm going in a different direction here," and uh, you live such a supernatural life. Uh, Talking to George Soros, you're talking to Hillary Clinton the other night. Um, Talking to a witch that's a friend of yours that astral travels. You've got so many visitors. You watched that film the other day, writing on walls or writing on toilet, bathroom walls, about a schizophrenic that had three imaginary friends. And you've got imaginary friends all over the place. And you so loved the film, you cried in the film, and so much like you've got all your imaginary friends, but they bring good messages. Like Michael Jackson, 44 pages. It's a really good book. It's really good, and Princess Diana's book is really good, and Joseph's book is really good, and the message of Jesus is really good. You're just hitting balls out of the park, Matthew. These books are amazing, and we get just so focused on the kingdom now. And you got a favorite TV show that you're watching, and you can watch that at any time, but you've been too busy to watch it, and you're 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 just you're just a machine. I used to tell you when I was on Earth, I'd say you're a machine, and you're like a Neo in the Matrix. You're going to start a revolution, man, and you're certainly gonna have to be in a good headspace when you do the Freddie Mercury book, because there's going to be a lot of objections to that one. But you'll be in a good place, and he's happy to hear you talking about him. He loves heaven so much, and uh, he's just shocked. He's still shocked that he's there, and he just loves you so much. You're just so accepting, and you're so loving, and the fact that you can even consider to do a book from him, It's just amazing. I'm really enjoying you. I'm really enjoying watching you. And you got a surprise today in the Michael Jackson book that he's been in heaven for 12 years. And you know that one day in Earth time is about 3 weeks in heaven. So it's been like he's been in heaven for 200 years of heaven time. And even 12 years, you know that I died, and within 3 weeks I had your knowledge. And so my knowledge of the kingdom, my knowledge of the future earth, my knowledge of what you need to do and the books you need to write and the equipping manuals and the things that you're going to do far surpasses your knowledge. You're not my boy that knows it all anymore. Now I'm your mum that knows it all. And you're struggling with the idea that the church isn't going to be around as we know it, and it's not going to be used so much in revival and the outpourings. And it makes you so sad. I know, Matthew, it makes you so sad that the Christian church just don't obey Jesus and they don't know Jesus. And they're not interested in saving people. They're really not interested in people becoming Christians. They're not interested in anyone but themselves. You've been changing and facing things and seeing new things, and it's been changing you. You've lived with James, who's liberal and leftist, and so many of his arguments make sense. And you're starting to see that the right wing fundamentalist Christians aren't necessarily right. And you're starting to see that some of the progressive left have got better hearts than the fundamentalist right. And you're starting to see that Jesus is apolitical and he's kingdom minded, and the affairs of men are staunchly against kingdom. The people who operate the world are in opposition to kingdom. And there's a real battle ahead, and the church doesn't want to move into kingdom because it operates in the world and it loves the world and the things of the world. And even as you discuss this, you can see books coming out, and the Princess Diana is going to be about 30 pages, and so you can do an hour and 20-minute video and produce a book now and be happy with that. And there's a lot of subjects that you could split up into 10 questions or 10 points and go for an hour and 20 minutes. And there's some shorter books that you're going to write on kingdom and how to walk in the Spirit, how to be led by the Spirit. You could do an hour and 20 on that book. You could produce that book now. And you've been wanting to do that, but you've never been sure that you could teach it. But you don't have to write 100 pages. you can just do an hour and 20 minutes and give people a lot more fundamentals and a lot more information than they have and what's actually out there, and teach them everything you know. I really loved the idea that the Holy Spirit put it on your heart to speak to me today. And I miss you, we talk at night as you go to bed, but my heart yearns for you. Yeah, my heart yearns for you. Then my heart yearns for you more than it yearns for Jesus. And people may judge that statement, but you're my son, and you're so like Jesus. A witch said to you that your eyes turn for the brokenhearted more than they turn for a pretty girl. That's true. Whenever you see a homeless person, or whenever you see a mentally ill person, someone dressed not so well, someone down and out, you just want to talk to them. You just want to engage them. And you're a lot more attracted to that than pretty girls. And the witch was surprised, because you had turns for pretty girls too. And she was surprised that get the choice between a broken-hearted person and a pretty girl. You'd want to chat all day to the broken-hearted person. And you're so like Jesus. You've got a crowd of people that follow you around and watch you. And so many of them are on earth walking with you. Like, you've got that angel that has got command over 6 million angels, and some of the command of angels are taken over by humans at the moment. And you've just got an honor guard of people walking, listening to your thoughts, listening to everything. And I was so proud of you going to buy your new shoes today. So you've actually got 2 pairs of Adidas shoes now, and just turning around to show the people not ASICS shoes. So showing the people. So that's one of the shoes, and you went and bought them today, and now you've got 2 pairs. And so proud of you spending $180. You got no problem spending $180 getting typing done for one book. You sent the Jesus videos off, and it cost $187. Well, that's just click, just bang, a decision, bang. But spending $187 on yourself, that doesn't happen. It's so hard to get you to spend money. Yesterday, I had you spend $130 on a new cologne. You're rich in t-shirts. Imagine love without conditions. Your own t-shirt, glory t-shirts. You're rich in t-shirts, rich in shoes, and rich in cologne. You got $1,000 worth of cologne. And all you wear is track pants and a t-shirt and sneakers. And that's all you dress in. And if you ever do preach in churches, and you will, you're going to be teaching in one of your t-shirts. And you may just keep that website online for years until you're popular, and then people will finally start buying your t-shirts, because they love the t-shirts when they see it on camera. They love the t-shirt. I'll have to buy that one. We may convince you to get the whole 200 t-shirts of your own, and get another cupboard to put your t-shirts in. It's so good that you got them in 5XL and you can fit into your t-shirts. And people don't realize that it's a message. It's a gospel message that he wears out. And so when he's engaging and prophesying to people, uh, if they get a chance, they read his t-shirt and it's just got this good message that backs up what he's been saying to them and encouraging them. So it was really good talking to you, mate. You don't have to go at the half an hour mark. Um, you can you can go for another 10 minutes, and we can make this 40 minutes. So here's the thing: I want you to go through your angel book with a fine tooth comb, and you can get a coffee and do that. And then I want you to get another coffee and do the third installment of Joseph. And then after that, you can choose what you do, or you can go to sleep. But we want you to do those two things. And I know you've been through the angel book 2 times now, and you don't really want to go through it the third time. But believe me, the better it is before it goes to the editor, the better the editor's going to fix it. And it'll be interesting because you don't really remember what it says now, and it'll be good to read, and you'll be able to take parts out of it that are a bit jarring if there is, because we don't want mental illness in your books. And so it's 111 now. You've been getting a lot of triple numbers. You did a video yesterday. You started at 333, and when you went to upload it, the time was 444, and that was pretty amazing. And now it's 111, and we're talking, and it's such a privilege. The whole of heaven is watching you, and you're you're a reality show on TV. Like, people just whenever you go out, the whole of heaven watches you, and I mean the whole of heaven. You're just entertainment, and you don't often miss anyone that you're meant to speak to. Sometimes you'll get a message to give someone a prophetic word, or sometimes you'll get a message to encourage someone and you won't do it. But we understand that. But mostly you do everything that you're meant to do. And people sort of take bets on whether you're going to, they see in advance, but they don't know if you're going to approach the person, and they see the people that you're going to approach. So they see you walking through a shopping centre and they see the mark, they recognize at off the film, and there's bets going up. It's like a TAB, it's like a betting thing. People bet on it in heaven. Will he approach her? Oh, she's too gorgeous. She's too young. She's too pretty. No, he won't approach her. And people are holding their breaths, and you walk past and you say, I'm not going to do that. She's too young. She'll think I'm a pervert. Then you get hit by Mary Magdalene, and Mary Magdalene says, go back to the pretty girls need to be encouraged. You say, oh, yes, Mary, and you go back and you do it. People go, yes, I won, I bet, yeah. So people got accounts and betting, and there's so many saints in heaven with the top scores and stuff. Or they got the top score in their apartment complex, and people watch you, that show that they were all watching that guy on that movie that you forget the name of the movie, but they were watching him, and it was a reality show long before reality shows came to the earth. Well, you're a reality show in heaven. Everyone's watching you, and it'd be so good in the new earth, or in years to come, when you're ready for popularity, for them just to release the videos and you could have your own school of prophetic evangelism, and just play video after video of you approaching these people and saying what you did. I so look forward to uh, the day that you meet Todd White. I look forward to the day, and it would be like the greatest thing for you to be able to sit across the table from him and talk to him. And it'll be a wonderful day when you're running a school on prophetic evangelism in your city. It's going to be a wonderful day when you've got a writer's school and you're teaching people to write. You've got so much success ahead for yourself. It'll be a wonderful day when you're recognized by pastors, when you're recognized by the church. It'll be a good thing coming out of the prison, won't it? And meanwhile, you you finished the Jesus book yesterday, and now you're going to finish the Joseph book today. The videos for the typing, and the Jesus video is getting typed up, and it'll be here tomorrow. So that's why you need to run through your angels one, and then you can start doing the Jesus one. And when you've done 2 read-throughs of the Jesus one, you can give Michael Jackson one more read, and you just sit at your computer and do things, mate. And who cares how many people read it? God's in charge of the algorithms, and He can get you found, and He can get you discovered, and you send off that thing for the guy to advertise your video. You used a couple of people to promote your videos on Fiverr, and one of them has produced a video that had 1,500 views, and now it's getting 90 views a day because it's got a lot of likes. And when you get a lot of likes, YouTube promotes it, and it's got a lot of likes and comments on it. People are engaging, and it's having 95 people a day watching it every 24 hours. And if you pick the right one, you used 2 people a few months ago when you did it. If you pick the right one today, your first Jesus video might go to 1,500 people. In 2 weeks, he says it'll take 2 weeks. And if that first Jesus one goes to 1,500 people and starts going up 50 a day, well, then every time you do a series of videos, you'll put the first one advertised, and then who knows what secrets the Holy Spirit's got ahead for you, and what surprises and what breakthroughs that are going to happen. And I'm so pleased to see you happy, and I'm so pleased to encourage you. Just go and do the angel book. You want to send it off to the typist without the 3rd read through, but you're in a pretty good typing mood today, so you can actually add some things to it and type some paragraphs that might actually add to it and explain things rather than just correcting typos and stuff. You might actually be able to add a paragraph here and there, which will improve the book. And so I'm so happy to talk to you, and I'm so happy to spend time talking to you. And Dad says hi, and Bob Jones says hi, and Kim Clement says hi, and really proud of you. Don't worry, don't concentrate on your sin and falling in sin, and you hadn't slept with a prostitute or done porn for 6 months and you fell, and you think you've come back into the addictions, and don't concentrate on that. Just keep on being busy, and that'll lift off again, just as simple as it did last time. And you can rest assured that we're behind you and we're backing you. And you remember, I'm telling you this now, but in this video, it hit 111. It was a special number, and you recognize the special number. What's special about it is you're free. Yeah, Revelation 11, a manifestation of the two witnesses before the two witnesses, and 11's your number, and heaven's got your number, mate, and you don't have to worry. So God bless you. If you enjoyed this video, press like. If you didn't enjoy my son's video, press thumbs down. If you want to encourage my son, write a comment. And if you want to encourage your friends and say, here's a spinny video, listen to this guy talk to his mum in heaven, share this video. God bless.